here we are, back in Loegres. It was a lot tougher to get in the first time.
More funny than tough, if you ask me.
Oh, you mean Velvet's little dove act? Coo, coo.
I'd be careful teasing her if I were you. You know how she can get.
Oh, don't act like you didn't enjoy it too. I'm sure you did, right? Good little boys don't lie to adults, you know.
I might have. Just a little.
Say it like a dove.
It was funny. Coo, coo.
Is Inominat's book so difficult? Grimoire seemed perplexed by it.
Yeah. She said it was written in ancient Avarost, a language that uses Impressionist script.
I've never heard of Impressionist script.
Each character can have many different meanings and readings, depending on the emotion it's expressing and the way it relates to the characters around it. Some modest records on its grammar and structure survive, but none that say how to read the emotion the characters express. Grimoire said that you have to recreate the writer's feelings as a sort of starting point in order to read it.
I see. And you have a talent for that sort of thing?
I guess I do.
But a script based on emotions, that's as far removed from modern language as can be.
Yeah, it's completely unrelated apparently.
How can it be completely unrelated?
After the temperance of Avarost, the entirety of human civilization vanished. The language went with it.
Much as a blooming flower loses its petals, the Avarost civilization grew too far and came to its final end. The surviving buildings and ancient tools, the likes of which our technology cannot replicate, were the beginning of that end.
In any case, it sounds like deciphering that writing will take quite a while.
Man, the capital sure is big.
Yeah, with historical buildings and artisans and all, there's much of interest here for a boy who loves to learn.
Uh-huh.
Sightseeing's nice and all, but don't wander off and get lost.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Don't worry about him. He can take care of himself.
I know, I was just saying.
You look like travelers. I have some good news for you. The restrictions on travel to the Aldina Plains are going to be lifted soon. The road's opening back up!
So, that's the latest word on the streets?
Ha! I see what you did there.
I try to liven things up around here.
Well, ever since Lord Artorius became the Shepherd, demon attacks have gone down. The world's filled with hardships, but perhaps things are starting to go in the right direction.
Perhaps. The demons who nearly destroyed Halaves are still skipping about on the loose, though.
What?
And just the other day, a village near Salt was destroyed by the demon blight. Guess the capital doesn't mind, though.
What?
Don't worry about it. Your shepherd and the Abbey are going to save the world, right?
Listening to you has kinda gotten me all nervous again. If you hear any other scary stories, let me know, please.
I've got one with fresh blood, melted bodies. Oh, maybe that tale about the demon doll that comes alive!
If you're going to waste time, we're leaving you here.
Well, that's enough of this detour then. Sorry to be such a drag.
Wait! That doll one sounded really cool!
What's with this crowd?
Modulu's troupe just put on a real show. Man, it was the best! Her dancing was every bit as great as I'd heard.
Wow, The Modulu?
Surely you mean Magilu! Has my time to bask in fame finally come at long last?
No, we're talking about Majulu, not Magilu.
You know, Lulu, the famous dancer? She actually goes by the majestic Lulu, but everyone calls her Majulu.
Just watching the beauty of her dance, you can't help but feel like maybe everything's gonna turn out okay in the world.
Sounds like a pretty cheerful act she has.
Cheerful? This is all a ripoff! She's just trying to pass off as Magilu's menagerie and profit from our good name!
What good name? We don't actually perform anything.
I was planning on getting started eventually, but now this con artist comes along and ruins everything!
I can't just ignore that, you know.
It's Majulu!
You did great today, Majulu. I loved it.
Thank you so much. But according to my teacher, I still have a long way to go. I'll work hard to do better next time, so I hope you'll come see me.
Majulu's teacher is a dancer named Balta, whose immense talent brought him all the fame in the world. But Balta suffered a tragic injury that took him forever from the stage, and now Majulu was working hard to carry out his dream.
So, you're Magilu then?
I am. My teacher and I work really hard to put on performances that'll leave a lasting impact. And I refuse to let anyone call me a phony.
Oh? And how do you propose to stop me? Taking it to the stage and seeing which one of us can better hold a crowd?
Yes, that's just what I was hoping for.
Lulu, don't go around picking petty fights.
But sir, this woman, she...
You should know better. If you have the energy to spare spitting vitriol at people, you should refocus that anger into moving your body. If you need to express yourself, do it on the stage.
Yes, sir. You're right. Teacher, is the pain acting up again?
It's no matter. What does pain compare to losing the ability to dance? Anyway, what matters is how you're holding up.
I'm fine, sir.
Good, then let's head back and practice some more.
He seems strict.
He does. But keep in mind that Balta recognized her talent at a young age. He even adopted her so he could pass on everything he knew. He might be strict, but only because he believes in her.
You sure know an awful lot about them.
I'm sort of a fan of theirs, you could say.
A teacher and his student, chasing after the same dream. What a sweet little story they have. That's why I think it's high time for Magilu's Menagerie to put on a show. And for our act, we'll be a comedy duo.
Comedy? Where'd you get that idea?
You heard me propose a challenge to little Majulu, right? But not one of you knows a single acrobatic trick.
Sorry.
Don't apologize. You couldn't have seen this coming.
Well, you could act like you feel a little bad at least. Now, normally I'd make you guys do something flashy like jump through a ring of fire, but I'll be magnanimous and let you do comedy instead. With comedy, I can take control of the stage and keep things lively. I can feed you the audience on a platter.
But going on the same stage as Majulu, it's too much to handle.
Oh, I can't wait to take her down a peg or two.
I'm out. I don't even know why you're bothering. It's hopeless.
It's not hopeless. Plus, if we do well, we'll be raking in the dough. What better opportunity do we have to get started than now? After all, people will come thinking we're Majulu's troupe.
You're sure eager to profit off of her good name.
That's exactly the material I want. Keep throwing out such zingers and the audience will be in stitches.
I'm not sure I follow, but okay.
The only thing getting thrown out is gonna be you.
You know, I think you could pull off being the straight man in our act.
What? Keep your compliments to yourself.
This plan might sound dumb, but more money never hurts.
Aizen, not you too.
Then it's It's settled. Now we just need to book ourselves a few gigs. I've got an in with all the stage directors in town. For now, I think everyone should pair up so we can figure out just what sort of comedy chops you all have.
Everybody?
Even me?
Certainly. Each one of you is a part of Magilou's menagerie, after all.
I'm not so sure about this.
Whenever I hear Magilou's name, I can't help but think of Magilanica.
Magilanica? Who's that?
Oh, she's just a girl who worked as part of the freak show. Talked to spirits nobody else could see.
That's her, all right. She had many mysterious powers, like moving things without touching them and divining where people would find lost objects. For a time, people called her the Little Witch. She was pretty popular.
Thanks to her, the rest of the troupe took in plenty of cash. Or so I hear.
Yeah, but eventually they took it too far, and the kingdom tried them for heresy. I hear Magilanica was subjected to really brutal torture.
True fact. Everyone knows this story.
Well, I've never heard it.
That's not too surprising. It all took place when I was a young woman myself.
Remind me, Magilou. How old are you again?
What? How old would you say I am?
Well, from your reaction, I can at least tell you're not my age.
When will the High Priest return to us?
Keep this between us, but I heard Lord Gideon was killed by demons.
Surely that's not true.
It most certainly is true.
Hey, shh! They'll hear you.
I know someone who works in the palace, and he said the demon was a girl with the head of a wolf and the body of a gorilla.
But how could a demon have gotten into the palace?
Apparently, there was a power struggle among the higher-ups, and Gideon's enemies snuck the demon into his villa. They say that's why people sometimes heard terrifying screams coming from the place.
Oh, is the demon still there?
No idea. Rumor says she escaped, but I wouldn't worry. There's no way she'd stick around here.
That's what you think. She's right here, so you'd better watch out.
Stop messing around already.
The nights are so cold of late. It's gotten harder to get flamestone, too.
I hear the port at Helavis is at a near standstill. No matter how much flamestone they mine from Mount Killerhouse, they can't get it shipped out. I'm sure the Abbey is aware of the situation. It's not just us who are suffering. We have to endure.
Times like these is when we need to practice Lord Artorius' teachings. The many outweigh the individual.
Exactly. I'm sure Lord Artorius will think of us soon and send aid.
He doesn't give a damn about any of you.
How dare you!
The many outweigh the individual, right? Artorius wants to save humanity as a whole. Your individual troubles aren't important to him.
You have no idea what you're talking about. Aren't we part of the whole he wants to save?
What happy fools.
Sorry about that. She didn't get to see a speech, so she's been taking it out on everyone around her.
Really? What a troublesome kid.
But really, that speech was incredible.
right, I know. That's what I said.
Magilu, you know how to speak dog?
Of course, it's Witchery 101.
Wow. What's it saying?
Humans always say every dog has its day, but I've never met a dog that had its own day. What about me? When's my time in the limelight? As you can see, he's very upset.
Sorry, boy. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there.
Yeah, seriously. I know, come on.
What's this dog saying?
Humans always say, let sleeping dogs lie. But do you ever let me nap? No. Stop all the petting and let me sleep. I mean, come on. Practice what you preach. That's what I always say. You humans are all bark and no bite. As you can see, she has a lot of criticism for the systematic injustices practiced by a hypocritical and tyrannical human society.
That is one astute doggy.
What's that? Oh, that statement could shake the very foundation of man's relationship with his self-professed best friend!
Huh? What did he just say?
Humans call us man's best friend, but they consort with the foul felines. The hound may be faithful, but not the man, he quietly stated, a look of betrayal in his eyes.
That's a shock. I didn't know dogs felt that way about us.
You jealous dog, you.
Eleanor, I need you to wait outside. The boss of the Bloodwings knows an exorcist is with us, but...
Say no more. I'm sure they have clients who wouldn't appreciate their faces being known to the Abbey.
Correct. Laphicet, you stay with Eleanor.
Okay.
I'll be back soon.
My thanks for coming all this way. It's been a while. Would you care for a peach pie?
What do you want?
Oh, it would do you good to unwind every now and again, you know. Stretch a bow too far and its string is bound to snap.
What do you want?
I would like you to escort this person out of the capital.
Something smells about this. Literally. Where am I taking them?
Somewhere the authorities can't reach them.
Sounds nice. I could do with such a place myself.
No joke. We've been looking for a place to lay low, but we haven't had any luck yet.
Well, come to think of it, I've heard a rumor that it's been a while since the Abbey has had any contact from Titania.
Prison Island.
Titania? But I thought the Abbey was in direct control of that place. Has the situation there gotten that bad since you left?
Sometimes the answer is right under your nose. I think it might work.
Yeah, could make a decent hideout, actually. The Therians could definitely get their fill of malevolence there.
And the Abbey is far too goody-goody to imagine an escaped prisoner would ever return to her prison by her own free will.
At the very least, I'd say it's worth checking out.
I take it our intel has proven useful.
It has. But before we go, Have you heard anything about the Abbey harboring demons?
I'm aware there was a demon in the villa, and that it has been relocated.
Where?
I can't say right this moment, but I'm sure we will find out shortly.
All right, then in exchange for this passenger's safety, I want more information on that demon.
You've got a deal. Eisen, I heard about your confrontation with Melchior. I'm sorry I wasn't able to help you find him.
Yeah, you really blew that one, Toots.
It's fine. What's done is done.
Have you given up on finding Eifried?
No, I haven't. The crew and I will do whatever we can to quash the Abbey's plans. We do them enough damage, and the Abbey ought to start thinking about putting their hostage to good use. They'll set him up as a trap for us, and that's when we'll steal him back.
Attacking the Abbey to create an opening for his escape.
Clever.
It's what Eifried would do. That's all.
They're taking a while. Yeah.
The Shepherd has a special mission for you. You are to protect the Malak Laphicet and bring him to the Loegres Abbey headquarters.
What's wrong? Hey, you want to take a walk around the capital for a bit? I can show you some of the sights. But, You can't trust me. I understand.
No, it's not that. I promise. I'd love to go sightseeing with you, Eleanor.
Laphicet. Well, we'll do it another time, okay?
Why?
It's just, you know, Velvet would get mad at us.
Get mad about what?
Ah, you're done. And who is this?
A VIP entrusted to us by the head of the Bloodwings. We're stowing them away on Titania where the bad guys can't get at them.
The prison island? Just who is this person?
Didn't ask.
What?
Hey, something smells nice.
Huh?
Stop sniffing things. We're leaving.
Who is that caped man?
I do not know, but his hawk seemed extraordinarily well trained.
Trained to hunt, maybe?
I'd imagine. It takes a great deal of time and money to train a bird like that. What is it?
I smell something nice.
Indeed. The scent is somehow familiar. It can't be.
What are you two sniffing at?
Aha! They're bloodhounds on the hunt!
But we're talking about hawks hunting, aren't we?
Come again?
Oh, I'm sorry. Please excuse my poor manners. I can't believe you take a job without bothering to ask who you're escorting or why.
The less you know, the less trouble you invite.
Could you fit my comedy act into tonight's show? I'm still breaking in my new partner, but I can carry the act. I'd appreciate you squeezing us in.
For you, Maggie dear, I'll do it as a personal favor, but you get 200 flat. No expenses, no per diem.
Oh, come on, don't be so stingy.
It gets worse. Our headliner is doubling up after, and the opener flubbed their lines and lost us minutes.
Playing deuce for a cold house? Well, all right, them's the breaks.
What the hell are you even saying?
I'm saying we're going on, and you're my straight man.
What? You are serious?
I'll take care of the actual funny bits. Just act like you always do and we'll be fine. Bonus points if you toss the men in the audience a glare of contempt every now and then. Just trust me.
Oh, hold on. This is all happening so fast. I'm not sure I'm ready for...
You'd better get ready, because the curtain's going up. Hi there! We're Moggy and Val, your lovely comedians for today! Magicazam! We're still new to the comedy business, but we'll do our best to give you a memorable show. Now, I'm Moggy, the bright, beaming one in the pair, while my moody little partner here is... Hey, what's wrong, Val? Everything okay? You need to put some energy into this, or we're in trouble. Come on! If you've got one redeeming feature, it's your moxie.
That might be, but this is different.
I can see you're going through something right now. All right, let's take a deep breath together. Excuse us for just one moment. Velvet, what are you doing? We're losing the audience.
I can't help it. I've never talked in front of such a big crowd before.
Wait, don't tell me you've got stage fright?
So what if I do?
That's so unlike you. Just pretend that you're fighting some nasty exorcist and give it some gusto.
Easy for you to say. I'm embarrassed out here.
Don't be such a girl.
I am a girl.
That's it. Just do that, but project your voice.
I can't, and I don't want to.
You're a comedian. You have to. Where's your passion for your newfound art?
I'm not one, and I've never had any.
No, I can see it within you, deep down, the burning passion of a true artist at heart.
I've had enough! I can't do this with you!
Sorry, folks. Show's over.
Well, you've certainly shown me something new. A comedy team that just stands on stage whispering to each other.
We're going for a brand new comedic style. So, what did you think?
Don't quit your day job.
That's what I thought.
Ah, now she plays the straight man.
This is bullcrap. You're gouging us just because you can.
Well, if you want to pay less, maybe you should go find someone more generous, hmm?
Looks like they're at it again.
Huh? What's happening?
Benwick, snap out of it! Benwick!
Huh? I was haggling for supplies, and...
Tell you what, I'll give you a fair price. Actually, just take what you need. We should all endeavor to help contribute to the common good of humanity, rather than selfishly pursue wanton profit.
What? Are you sure?
No. Wait. What was I saying?
You felt that too, didn't you, kiddo?
Yeah, it disappeared, but I felt a strong force coming from somewhere to the north.
It's called a domain, a Moloch zone of influence.
Wait, if it's north of here, then...
The Empyrean's throne?
Did that happen because of something Innominat and Artorias did?
I don't know.
I've got a bad feeling about this. We should get far away from here, and quickly.
So, the suppression.
Well, that was certainly off-putting. But our job with Tabitha comes first. And we need a hideout soon, too.
True enough.
Hey, geezer, you alright?
What nonsense are you spouting, youngin'?
That's one spirited old man.
Well, it's just that you suddenly got all polite on me, and you were all like, "Oh no, good chum, worry not about your debt to me."
I thought I said stop spouting nonsense.
It's not nonsense. You did say it. I heard you say it.
He did, but we were all acting strangely. You said, "After you, fine sir." And I said, "No, I simply couldn't. You first, dear friend. There's no way in hell I would ever let you go first."
Come to think of it, that's right. But he said not to worry about our debts, and now he's taking it back? That's inhuman, cruel, ruthless.
They lost control of themselves, but still have their memories. Maybe something was manipulating them.
What in the world happened to us?
I don't get it, but what I do get is that he said we don't owe him nothing. So my debt to you is off, right, old man?
Same here, same here.
Shut your traps. I'd be flat broke if I let you knuckleheads off the hook. Now shut up and pay up.
Something really strange happened here.
Seems so. And I think this is just the beginning of it.
All right, we're safely on the rolling waves. Don't you think it's time you showed us your face, mystery monk?
You're right. My apologies.
I knew it! Prince Percival!
Percival Ilmid Asgard, crowned prince and heir to the throne of the Midgand Kingdom.
So he's next in line, is he?
It looks like someone already had me figured out.
Yes, Your Highness. I could tell from your fragrant wood scent, as only the royal family may wear it. But if I may ask, why?
Must I explain myself to gain your aid? I myself could ask what an exorcist is doing consorting with members of the underworld.
I don't...
It doesn't matter why you're here. On this ship, you're here for us to use to our advantage.
Treat me as you will. It's not like I can ever go back.
For a fellow born with silver spoons spewing out of his mouth, Princie Pooh's rather laid back.
Prince Percival is an upstanding man, renowned for both his intelligence and his fair, just demeanor. It's widely believed that with him on the throne, Midgand's prosperity will continue and...
Look, I played dumb earlier, but I smelled that scent too. He wore it for us to notice. He wanted us to know just what sort of position he held, and how useful he could be to us.
He surprised me, at least.
Do you think we're being led into another trap?
We definitely can't take that possibility off the table.
When the time comes, he'll make a good hostage, if nothing else.
Not if the ones we face are after his life too.
For now, let's just make sure we keep an eye on him.
The prince. He said he couldn't go back.
I wonder why.
The whole island's a prison. It's like a secret fort or something.
Weirdly quiet, though.
Yeah, I don't see a single exorcist on watch.
Let's scope out the inside.
An exorcist!
Are you all right?
Headless Knight's pack.
She's dead.
The Headless Knight is back?
Whoa!
Think this is the demon that attacked her?
Another prison riot?
Kurogane, Dial. You two protect Kamoana and the prince.
Understood.
Monkey, you're giving me a headache.
Stay sharp! This one must have survived the riot!
It's over, right?
So did the Abbey actually fail to quell the riot?
I find that hard to believe. The prison was heavily staffed with exorcists.
Perhaps it was venomization.
Venomization?
A dark ritual, forcing demons to eat each other in order to produce ever stronger demons.
So the demons devoured each other, creating a demon too powerful for the exorcists to control?
I imagine the riot didn't help.
Now whose fault could that have been, I wonder?
Whatever happened doesn't matter to us now. We need to focus on how to take this place for ourselves.
That exorcist from before said something about a headless knight, right?
That one's probably the leader.
Then we hunt it down and destroy it.
Until we capture the island, let's use this room for our staging ground. I'll leave the prince and Kamoana to you two. Eliminate any enemies who come in.
Understood.
Don't expect much from me, but all right.
Kamoana, if anything happens, call for me and I'll come running to protect you, okay?
Okay, you stay safe too, Eleanor.
Let's go.
This island reeks with malevolence.
I am...
Hey, it's you again.
I'm so busy. I'm so busy I can't even notice what's going on around me.
You're not fooling anybody. Why bother?
I was hoping to not have to deal with yous guys. Whenever I run into yous, I always lose so much monies.
Because Velvet always forces unreasonable demands on you?
Oh, Miss Exorcist, your concern warms my little turtle's heart.
I'm not forcing anything. I just think he's trying to take advantage of us by fixing his prices well above market rate.
Price fixing? As in deliberately marking up items so as to take advantage of the less fortunate? I was under the impression that the Abbey strictly forbade such unscrupulous business tactics.
Ah! Perish the thought, Miss. Our accounting is always above board. 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. No matter whens and no matter wheres, you can get whatever you needs for the same fair price.
That's good to hear. Eleanor, give the nice turtles that smile he so desires.
I'm sure running a business is hard work. Hang in there.
Much obliged!
From the way you were talking, it seemed like you had an idea of who was behind the riot. What happened here?
I'd think someone in your position would know.
There were reports of a large riot, but I was caught up in chasing you, so I heard little else.
It was a small affair, really. Velvet, Rokuro, and I were being held on this island. Velvet instigated the other prisoners to riot so that we could escape.
She used the prisoners?
Yeah. You'd expect different from me?
How did it end?
We didn't stay to see, but the prisoners were losing badly. Or at least, that's what it looked like. But if that was the case, then where did all the exorcists go?
I know Oscar left to report the incident, but the other guards should have remained at their posts.
Well, if they didn't flee, we have to assume they were all killed.
By this headless knight, perhaps? Well, no sense losing our heads, I suppose. But it looks like we're in for a heck of a fight.
All we have to do is mop up anyone who's left. What was it called? Venomization, right? The dark ritual of making demons feed on each other to birth stronger ones.
Eisen, how many demons does the ritual require?
It's more a matter of quality than quantity. Stronger demons mean more powerful malevolence.
The ritual mixes the victor's malevolence with that of the devoured, creating a terrible, bloodthirsty monster. You see, the newfound power comes at a great cost. With it, the victor's last vestiges of self-control are stripped away.
So it's something even more than a monster. A seething ball of pure power and malevolence.
Rokuro, don't tell me you're considering it for yourself.
Of course I am. I'll consider anything that can make me stronger.
You cannot be serious!
What's there to be so surprised about? Well, look at Velvet. She's already eaten countless demons.
You're ridiculous!
He's right. If it helps me find my vengeance, I don't care.
Velvet! Wait, are you really going to do it?
Relax, it's not gonna happen. Becoming a monster wouldn't bother me. But when I defeat my rival, I have to be myself for it to mean anything. It's the same for Velvet.
It is?
Besides, if I kill a previous victor of the ritual, I'll have proved myself strong enough not to need the extra power.
You're ridiculous.
The Headless Knight!
He must be the product of the venomization.
Well, he definitely looks vicious enough.
Not as vicious as our Velvet, though.
Where's his voice even coming from?
Look inside.
For five! Good start! Hold up! Hold up! Hurricane! Armor cushion! Double haze! Double haze! Double haze! Armor cushion! No escape! Double haze! Destruction! No escape!
You're right! You wronged me! Here's your justice! Fight in order!
Well, that takes care of that.
Yeah.
I feel something again.
More malevolence?
No, another Earth Pulse point. It must be on this island.
I sense it too. It's very close.
Directly underneath us, I would guess.
What is this place?
Welcome to the most secure cell in the entire complex. The darkest hole in Titania. Feel anything, Laphicet?
Yeah, I think this is the Earth Pulse point.
If this cell is where the Earth Pulse point is, then does that mean it housed a Therian?
Yeah, and a real hungry one at that. Every day, they would toss demons into its cell. It would devour its fill, then wipe the blood from its lips. Never once realizing it was delivering to Inominat the malevolence of hundreds of demons and prisoners. And then one day, there appeared before it a female Moloch, who shattered the barrier and freed the Therian from its cage. But the Therian knew no mercy, and it devoured its liberator. And it was then... It was then I obtained the power. The power to avenge my brother.
Velvet, you're a Therian?
This prison island was a feeding ground for the Therian, harnessing the malevolence created by the prisoners within.
But because Velvet escaped, the malevolence went out of control.
Wow, the same darn thing that happened back in Kamawana's village.
Lord Artorias would never have done such a thing.
No? What's so unbelievable? That he used his wife's brother as a human sacrifice? That he imprisoned his wife's sister? Because that's what your damned holy shepherd did! All to get his hands on Inominat's power!
I'm sure he had a reason for...
A reason? To spare the world of its pain? Don't give me that! Who will spare my brother's pain? Who will soothe my brother's despair? He murdered my little brother Luffy! And you'll stand there and tell me it was for the greater good?! At any rate, that's one less Therian for us to track down.
Velvet.
What? Did Velvet yell at you so hard you're starting to hear voices now?
I have a feeling something's wrong. Kamoana could be in danger.
But we already beat the Headless Knight.
I still can't shake this feeling. Please, let's go back and check on them.
So, Velvet is a Therian, is she? I knew there was something off about her.
But it's what she cried out that's really on my mind. Laphicet, is Velvet truly Lord Artorias' younger sister?
She never told me.
If it were true, I suppose it would explain her knowledge of Lord Artorias' training.
If you're so curious, why not ask her yourself? Hey, Velvet, what's your connection to Artorias?
Rokuro, have some tact!
I heard you whispering. Doesn't bother me. Artorias was married to my late sister, Celica. He was our brother-in-law. We lived together for more than 10 years.
That does explain a few things.
So he sacrificed his little brother and turned his sister into a Therian.
But you were his family.
To his view of the grand scheme, family is inconsequential. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. All he did was act according to his ideal logic. Well, enough chit-chat. Let's get moving.
So it turns out that Velvet is a Therian who consumes malevolence.
And too much malevolence is what changes people into demons. Strong enough malevolence can persist after the person who created it dies, turning their corpse or spirit into a raging monster. That's how undead and phantom demons come about.
Then the demons Velvet killed turned back into humans because she devoured their malevolence.
Yeah, and consequently, they avoided becoming undead or anything like that.
So she saved them. Well, I mean, a corpse is a corpse, of course.
Do you think she could devour only the malevolence and turn a living demon human again?
Unfortunately, that's impossible due to malevolence's self-reinforcing nature. When Therians are connected to Inominat through an Earth Pulse point, they seem to be able to absorb small concentrations of malevolence from the surrounding area and inhibit the creation of new demons. But any human who builds up enough malevolence to turn into a demon will keep producing malevolence as long as they live.
That's right. To devour any malevolence, I need to cut it off at the source. That's how my powers work.
Velvet, I'm sorry.
I don't mind it. Actually, I find it convenient. This way, I'll never forget my hatred for Artorias.
Plus, as long as you stay away from an Earth Pulse point, you get to keep the power of any malevolence you consume.
Fuel for my hatred, yes.
You really came back for me. A promise is a promise, sweetheart.
A headless knight and a horse demon.
It's giving off a ton of malevolence.
This must be the true survivor of the venomization process.
Oh, I get it! The dying exorcist lady wasn't saying Headless Knight is back. She was going for Headless Knight on horseback.
Whatever the case, we'll fight whoever we have to claim this island.
Now I can't help but wonder how the horse is named.
Get close and look if you're that curious.
Now, rise, arise, ascending angels!
That's venomization, all right. Definitely stronger than that headless lump of armor.
I beg your pardon?
Not you.
The demon from the villa?
No, look! It's absorbing the malevolence. It's a Therian.
Actually, that hawk is Griffin, my one and only friend.
A damned Therian. So that's what Tabitha meant when she said we'd find out shortly.
But Your Highness, why do you have a Therian?
It's like I said. Griffin has been my dear friend ever since I was a child. Even if he's a Therian now, that hasn't changed.
So you knew you were helping a Therian escape. What are you plotting?
I have no plots or schemes. I just want Griffin to be free.
I guess we shouldn't be surprised. The Crown Prince and future king, he's gonna do whatever he likes.
I suppose I am at that. But if I am, it's the first time I've ever been allowed a choice of my own. When you're a prince, you're not a person. You're an institution, one designed to serve the state and its people. Say, for instance, you're doing your law studies and your back suddenly itches. What do?
I mean, I'd scratch it. Who wouldn't?
When I did that, my tutor gave me a whipping so hard the blood ran down my back. The reason being that I prioritized a personal feeling, that is to say my itch, over my studies in service of the state. Seeing Griffin lay claim to the skies let me imagine my own freedom. It was my lone solace over the years. But then, he turned out to be responsive to Innominat's power.
I take it the Midgand royal family is well aware that the Abbey is creating Therians.
Of course. How could we not? The kingdom offers unequivocal support to Shepherd Artorius' vision of reason and will. Even so, if there was one thing I could never permit, it was seeing Griffin locked up and unable to fly. Never. I tricked the Exorcist on guard and disabled the barrier. But then Griffin attacked the Exorcist and killed him.
That's why you said you could never go back.
They can overlook a single dead exorcist, but with a Therian removed, malevolence will engulf the capital.
I knew full well what I was doing. And yet, I couldn't watch my friend's life be stripped away.
Your Highness.
He chose a single bird over the world. Why do you think that birds fly?
That's what Lord Artorius asked me.
My anatomy book says birds can fly because their bones are light and their wing muscles are enormously strong.
Birds fly because a bird that cannot fly is no bird at all. That's what I think.
I understand now. As long as you remain on this island, you may do as you please. But if you try to escape, I'll kill you.
That should work. This way we'll have him on hand if we ever need a hostage.
Understood. I appreciate you letting Griffin and me stay here.
Well, now that that's taken care of, let's build ourselves a hideout.